Welcome back to the Loving Amman show. I'm your host, Tariq.
And I'm Mohammed. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode where we dive into the latest news and buzzing gossip from our beloved Amman. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated.
Today's episode is packed with fascinating stories. From a social experiment turning the dating scene upside down to an inspiring walking challenge and a heartwarming moment that's making everyone smile. So let's jump right in. First up, we have a celebrity couple dating show by Khaled Saqr and Ilham Ali, who are hosting a groundbreaking social experiment. You might have heard about it. We're bringing Arab singles together to connect and even commit to marriage before meeting face to face. It's Love is Blind, Habibi, and it's making waves.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's a pretty bold move to do that, like to do that sort of thing, because it kind of clashes with our culture and our traditions. But it's like reality TV meets social media in real life. Like I think people are buzzing about it, and it's really taking our man by storm.
Right? The idea of getting engaged before even seeing each other is mind-boggling. Well, not really, but in a way, really. Especially since it's not like parental parents doing this. It's intriguing to see how people are reacting. You know, some people are seeing it as like really cringe and like they can't even look at it. Some people are like absolutely loving it and can't get enough of drama. So yeah, it's shaking up traditional dating norms in the region, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely raises some questions, but I think it's all about the thrill of connection. Like, how well can you truly know someone through a screen? It's an exciting experiment for sure, but it definitely like needs some. It raises some questions, and it needs a bit of. I think it needs a bit of tweaking here and there. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. But let's shift gears to something equally not. I don't know if I would call Love is Blind Habibi inspiring, but it's definitely interesting. This is more inspiring. Diana Sarhan, she recently took on a walking project where she's trying to walk everywhere in Jordan, instead of taking a car. But her newest project was insane. She walked all the way from Amman to Madaba.
Talk about dedication. Like, just imagine the views along that journey. Honestly. But I think it definitely was not a walk in the park for her and her friends, because what was supposed to be a 7-hour Turk ended up taking Diana and her friends almost more than 9 hours.
Yeah, and that includes like 2 hours of breaks. They covered I can't believe this, 35 kilometers. Now I know like that's marathon, but like this is walking on the side of the street. There wasn't really like the best walking area. This haram, like there was a couple of ammos that like stopped by and helped them and stuff. But Diana's really proving that Jordan can be explored on foot. You don't need a car, despite what many people think.
Exactly. I think it's very amazing to see someone challenging the idea that Jordan is totally unwalkable. I think Diana's initiative, has inspired many of her fans, with some even wanting to join in for her next tour. I think that's like quite wholesome, and I believe it's a good thing. Like it's a more positive initiative. Like I like these positive things, because like recently everything around us is quite negative. So things like these just like make me smile, honestly.
It is such a refreshing take. Honestly, I love it. I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love this initiative. So, kudos to Diana for taking on this challenge. And sometimes we really forget how much beauty there is in Jordan when we're like stuck in our cars.
100%. 100%. Now let's move on to a more delightful story that will definitely make your day. Presenter Ala Al-Majali recently ventured to the north of Jordan to reconnect with the traditional Bedouin customs.
Yeah, and during her stay, she had like the sweetest interaction with an elderly Bedouin auntie. Like, so she's like learning how to cook the old Bedouin way with like a mortar and pestle, and her hair almost gets like caught in the mortar and pestle. So this like auntie like basically stops her and like saves her hair, and then just starts talking about how your hair is so beautiful, etc., etc. It's so cute. I love it. It is the cutest thing ever.
I mean, honestly, it's just like beyond cute. Like the way this auntie stepped in to help her just shows how deeply ingrained. Those traditional values are in these Bedouin women and Bedouin people, generally. I think fans were definitely loving it and could not get over how adorable that moment was, and I could not either as well.
Totally, it's these small, genuine interactions that remind us of the warmth of our culture. Honestly, Allah's followers were quick to share their appreciation for the moment. Honestly, million comment, billions of comments, not a billion, but like a good amount of comments. It really resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's honestly a perfect example of community spirit. Like I think we need more of these feel good stories in our lives, and more of these good positive initiatives in not just in our lives, like in our country and in our culture. Like we need to widespread these things because we're missing a lot of positive initiatives and positivity in general these days. So I think that was like one of the sweetest things I've ever seen. Like it certainly made my month, not just my day or week.
Absolutely, it's these connections that keep our traditions alive and thriving. But that's a wrap up for today's episode for the Loving Amman show. We've talked about some really exciting stories from social experiments to walking to Madba. So yeah, it's a heart and honestly, my favorite was like just the heartwarming encounter between Allah and the sweet Bedouin auntie. That was my favorite of this week.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you guys for joining in. Remember to subscribe to us so you don't miss on our weekly dose of news and gossip from our man. We're always here to keep you on the top. And until next time.
Thank you for tuning in into the Loving Amman podcast as part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Please hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts from.